Hello and welcome to another episode of Salary Voodoo, the show right here on the MMA Engine channel, where I, your host Monk, aka the Monkmatician, break down 3 fights that you guys have selected in the comment section to break down from a Salary Voodoo perspective for UFC Vegas 59, headlined by Thiago Santos and Jamal Hill. So guys, before we get started, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to the MMA Engine channel. It's me, it's Weezy, it's Lou, it's Brady, and we are bringing you rather, content several times a day, several days a week before each and every UFC card. So be sure to hit that bell as well, and you'll never miss anything. You'll be well prepared going into all UFC Vegas cards, whether it's from a betting perspective, DFS perspective, or just making picks against your buddy's perspective. So be sure to check that out. Also, I need you guys to comment down below what fights you want me to hear broken down, or what you want to hear broken down from me in next week's card. We don't know what the salaries are, but we do know who's fighting, so be sure to leave at least one fight in the comments, and I will choose 3 of them to go over from a Salary Voodoo perspective next week. Excuse me, I just drank a ton of water, probably a mistake. Now, before we get started, what is Salary Voodoo? Well, it is a way to break down, to go over GPP selections or roster spots, lineup spots, if you will, from a GPP perspective with a different angle than what you're usually going to get. I have a ton of stats that are not easily available to the public. We go over like how many times salaries have been on the optimal, how many times weight classes have made optimal, what's the win percentage of salaries, the total points in salaries, etc., etc. And then we break those fights down and decide if it's good to play for a GPP play, if it's a blessed fight, or if it's a cursed fight as far as GPPs go. So just stick around with me and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. So without further ado, guys, let's get right into the first fight of the night for Salary Voodoo. Picked by Mauler138. Thanks a ton, Mauler, as usual. Love seeing you in the comments picking fights. He's given us Jason Witt against Josh Quinlan. Now, guys, this is why you don't do anabolic steroids. All the color will be drained from your body, and you will be walking around a black and white composite of yourself. Don't do anabolic steroids, guys. 8,600 for Jason Witt, 76 for Josh Quinlan. Let's start with the weight class. 170 makes optimal. Someone from that weight class makes optimal just 44.55% of the time, guys. This is the second worst percentage of all weight classes. Fight number 3, also sub 50, not good. 46.38% is all. What is that, like the third worst fight number as far as making optimal? But the salary pair of 76 and 8,600, somebody makes the optimal from those salaries a huge 60, 59, almost 60, 59.09% of the time. That makes up for the division and the fight number for sure. Now, let's start with the $7,600 salary. Has been used 66 times, has made the optimal a very good 17 times, for a total optimal percentage of 25.76. Anything over 25 is very good. Anything over 30 is fantastic. 7,600 has a win rate of 34.85. So basically 2 to 1. Wins 86 to 76, 2 to 1 ratio. 69% optimal when it does win, almost 69 and a half, or almost 70, 69.5% optimal when it does win. And when the $7,600 salary does win, guys, it scores 106.12 on average. This is a ridiculous number. I don't know why it's so high. I'm going to have to do some investigating, but clearly it's a good luck spot at the $7,600 salary. Let's go over to its favorite counterpart. 8,600 has been used 65 times and has made the optimal at a whopping 22 times. That is the second most out of any salary for an optimal percentage of 33.85. That is humongous. 66% win rate, and when it does win, it makes optimal 51.16% of the time with an average score of 97.25. Guys, the $8,600 salary is fantastic, and the 7,600 not so bad in its own right. What's this going to be for Mauler138? A cursed fight, a blessed fight? I think you know. We got ourselves a Bernie here, Mauler. The $7,600 salary is the 14th best salary score out of all salaries, 8.19, compared to 8,600 though, 6.42 salary score, the 5th best out of all salaries. Add those together, that's 19. 19th overall. Fantastic. I mean, I know that's very rudimentary way of averaging there, but I do like to play both these salaries, and the 8600 really does a lot of the heavy lifting for this one. So I love this fight for GPP tournaments. Next fight. Again, Mahler getting in there. See, this is you guys can get them on, get your fights in. I'll be sure to pick more names out of the hat, means better fights to pick from. But we got ourselves a good one here. 9,300 for Michael Oleksiejczuk going against $6,900 Sam Alvey. Yes, Sam Smiling Alvey is still in the UFC somehow. Middleweights make optimal at a 50.51% rate. Anything over 50 is what we're looking for. Sixth fight of the night, a very good percentage, 52.17%. And the salary pair of 93 and 69 makes it at a 50% rate. So we are off to a great start, Mahler. Great start. The $9,300 salary has been used 51 times since January 1st of 2021 and has made the optimal just 13 of those 51 times. And it's not that bad, actually. 25.5%. Like I said, anything over 25 is pretty good. Anything over 30 is fantastic. So we are over 25 here, a 68.63, almost 69% win rate. And when it does win, 9,300 makes optimal 37.14% of the time. Now, that does seem low, but that's actually one of the higher numbers in that salary range. The higher the salaries get, guys, the more chance they have to be outscored by lower salaries, booting them off the optimal lineup. So that's actually not a bad number. And when it does win, $9,300 makes the optimal, or sorry, scores on average 98.05 points. Let's go over to Smiling Sam Alvey, looking good as ever. $6,900 has been used 53 times since January 1st of last year and has made the optimal in 12, just one time less than its $9,300 counterpart, for an optimal percentage of 22.64, less than 3% lower. That's it. 3% difference at optimal rate between 69 and 93. It has a win rate of 28.3. And then when it does win, though, a much better optimal percentage because it's so low, 73.33%. And on average, when it wins, another triple-digit underdog score, 101.03. Guys, these numbers are a bit worse than the last fight. However, they're still pretty good. Good enough for a blessed rating? Let's find out. There it is. We got ourselves another Bernie. We got that good voodoo. If you don't know who Bernie or what Bernie is, just know that this is a blessed fight. When you see his smiling face, you know we got that good voodoo. Also, watch Weekend at Bernie's, guys. Come on, go watch Weekend at Bernie's. And if you're not going to watch Weekend at Bernie's, watch Weekend at Bernie's too. Come on, man. Do yourselves a favor. Jonathan Silverman, come on. Is it Silverman or Silver? Either way, do yourself a favor. Salary score for Michael Oleksiejczuk, 8.07, the 12th best salary you can play, $9,300. That is a bit much for the 12th best salary, but it's still top half. 6,900, not much worse. That is the big takeaway point here. 9.31 salary score, the 16th highest salary score there is, just under the halfway point, so right at average, and it's the third or fourth lowest salary that we have. So 16th highest for the third lowest salary is pretty good. So that's why we got ourselves a Bernie up there. Fight number 3, guys, and before we go into fight number 3, be sure like the video, subscribe to the MMA Engine channel. We're going with the co-main event picked by Tom L312, another steady supporter, subscriber in the comments. Love to see it. Thank you, Tom. 8,500 for Vicente Luque, 7,700 for Jeff Neal. And Tom, I'm really glad you picked this fight because the numbers on this fight for Salary Voodoo are absolutely incredible, and you will see why. Welterweight, 170. Again, we're back at welterweight, second lowest rate of making the optimal out of all weight classes. Only women's featherweight is worse, 44.5%. But fight number 11 makes up for that 58.93% of the time. We have an 11th fight. Someone from that fight makes the optimal, one of the highest. In fact, as I'm looking right now, it is the absolute highest percentage that we have. 10th fight of the night is 58.46. 11th fight is 58.93. So the best possible fight you could play. The salary pair for 85 and 7,700, guys. Between these two, one of them makes the optimal 65% of the time they fight. So amazing. Let's start with the favorite salary. My allergies are just going crazy right now. Let's start with the favorite salary. 8,500. It has been used 66 times since January 1st of 2021, has made optimal 18 of those 66 times for a 27.27 optimal rate. This is a great rate, guys. Again, another one over 25. Anything over 25 is good. Anything over 30 is fantastic. A win rate, however, for a favorite salary, sub 50%. 48.5%, not too far down, but still less than 50% of the time, the favorite salary of 8,500 is getting a win. But when it does get that win, it makes optimal 56.25% of the time, averaging 98 DraftKings points when that does happen. Meanwhile, check out these numbers from the $7,700 dog salary. It has been used the same amount of times as the 8,500, 66 times. Has made optimal 7 more times, more than any salary that I track, guys. 25 times. Second place is, I believe we talked about the $8,600 salary 22 times. 25 times 7,700 has made the optimal for an optimal percent of 37.88. This is the second highest number on the entire, or out of all salaries, I should say. And it has a win rate of over 51.5%. When it does win, 70.59% of the time it makes optimal, and it scores 96.5 points when it does win. Guys, this is a recipe for a must play. This is going to be my highest exposed fight, not just because of the salary voodoo, but if you watch my game theory video, which is linked in the description below, I go into several reasons as to why this will be my highest exposed fight on Saturday, and the salary voodoo just backs it up completely. I don't have to make you wait. You know what it is. We got our third Bernie in a row, guys. 3 for 3 Bernies, 3 good voodoo fights, 3 blessed fights. The salary score for Luque is decent, almost top 10, 7.51 salary score. That's 11th best overall, not bad. But the underdog salary of 7,700 is the second best salary you can play. A salary score of 6. It goes 9,500, 7,700, 9,000, 9,400. You see how we got tons of 9,000s and then the 7,700 out of nowhere. Play this fight, guys. We have great voodoo here. I mean, that number is crazy. Second best salary to play. My goodness. And this is tracking salaries since January 1st of 2021. So we've got, over, 19, is that right? Over 19 months of fights at this point. So 7,700 is no joke. Let's get a quick recap, guys. Jason Witt and Josh Quinlan. Don't do steroids, guys. Bless fight right there. Good chance to make optimal. Second fight, Michael Oleksiejczuk versus Sean. Wow, my goodness. Sean Alvey? Not quite. Sam Alvey. We got ourselves a blessed fight just because the $6,900 salary somehow pulls its weight. This one's right down the line, but we still going to give it a Bernie rating. And then the third and final fight of Salary Voodoo for UFC Vegas 59, we had Vicente Luque and Jeff Neal. I personally think Luque is going to win, but guys, the numbers for the $7,700 salary cannot be beaten. Put the winner on the optimal lineup, please, and let's all make some money. That's going to do it, guys, for Salary Voodoo for UFC Vegas 59. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below what you want to see, what fights you want to see broken down next week from a Salary Voodoo perspective. And yeah, that's going to do it. Check us out, all 4 of us, on any of the several shows we do throughout the week before UFC Vegas 59. And you will know exactly how to play every single bet, wager, DFS lineup, pick, everything you need before the fight. So guys, as usual, I want all of you to enjoy the fight. So enjoy, and we will see you next time.